criticisms that I've heard here at the World Economic Forum, speaking to various business leaders about doing business in Pakistan. You went on quite a raid, in a sense, of the business elite in Pakistan, and you held them very much to account for what a lot of people thought was cornering the market and corruption, and you're known for that. But when business leaders externally look at that and say, this is an incredible opportunity to make money and to grow and even to create jobs, but at the same point, we don't know that we have the assurance of the government that their policies aren't going to change. What's your message to them about doing business in Pakistan?
The people who I held responsible were always the political elite. You see, if the political elite is clean, then they will not have crony capitalism. Problem that happened in Pakistan was that we had these two political houses, and both just competed in siphoning of money out of the country, money laundering, and once the leadership does that, then the whole system falls apart. So it is not the business community I blamed. In fact, this is the first government which has gone out of its way to promote industrialization in Pakistan since the 60s. In 60s, Pakistan government actively promoted industrialization. We were the fastest growing economy, and then we lost our way with nationalization. Socialist government came along, and then for somehow that mindset never changed. Making money was considered a crime almost. Now we encourage businesses, industry. We are doing everything possible so that people can make profits. So once you make profits, then it becomes like honey for bees to come, investors to invest. So this is now actively a government trying to create wealth in the country by promoting industrialization.
Security. That's a big red flag even today for folks who think about putting their businesses in Pakistan. What's the message there? Have you got that situation under control?
After 9/11, 2019 was the most safest year in Pakistan. So after we joined the war on terror in 9/11, from 2003 onwards, when we had such security problems in Pakistan, the investors disappeared, the sports team wouldn't tour Pakistan. But this, I'm happy to say, 2019 was the safest year. We had the least amount of crime since then. And so it was reflected in tourism. In 1 year, our tourism doubled in 2018-19. Tourism doubled in Pakistan.
What changed?
Basically, our security forces controlled the crime, terrorism. They have controlled it. We've also taken a conscious...
They've gotten smarter?
No, the security forces paid a huge price. I mean, a lot of sacrifices in controlling the crime, and there was about 8-10 years that the country took a beating.
I remember.
But we took another step. We decided that the legacy of 80s, where we had created these militant groups to fight the Soviets, these groups had remained after the Soviets had left. Now, before my government, even all the political parties in 2015, they took a decision that there would not be any armed militia in Pakistan. And since then, we have disarmed the militias and rehabilitated them. So all that is now reflected in the figures. Pakistan has become safe, ready for business.
Walk me through the Belt and Road Initiative, what that really means for Pakistan, because a lot of critics would say that this is a debt trap for Pakistan. But I know you have a different view.
When the Chinese came to help us with this BRI and then the CPEC, which is the Pakistan-China Economic Corridor, we were really at the rock bottom. And so we are really grateful to the Chinese that they came and rescued us. They they pumped in, not just, they gave us loans. And loans, by the way, are not, they're barely 5 or 6% of our total loan portfolio, which is this nonsense that, Chinese, we are indebted to China. They actually helped us with investment. And because of them, it has given us an opportunity to attract foreign investment. We've created these special economic zones. We've opened 2 and we are opening more, where we are giving special concessions to industry. And then it's beyond the BRI. In CPEC, they have also its technology transfer, especially helping us in agriculture, because Chinese technology, seed development is much better than Pakistan. Our productivity is very low. So, and then skills. They are developing skill centers in Pakistan. So they're really helping us, and we're grateful.
When you look at what happens next for Pakistan, obviously there's a great deal of cultural history between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan and the UAE, and other Gulf nations as well. What role do you believe that your country has to play in that corridor of commerce and industry? Because obviously right now, so much concern in the region about what might happen next with Iran. Where do you see the relationship between Pakistan and the Gulf governments going?
I repeat, it'll be a disaster for not just Pakistan, the whole area if there's a conflict. For a start, there are almost 4 million Pakistani workers in UAE and in Saudi Arabia who send remittances, which is badly needed because of our imbalance of trade imbalance. So that would be affected. But apart from that, the impact a conflict would have, I repeat, on the oil prices, it would be a disaster for the whole area. So we are trying our best. Pakistan plays its part. We have a relationship with Iran, with very close relationship with UAE and Saudi Arabia. So we try and we've done our best. There were tensions when there were these missile attacks on some oil facility of Saudi Arabia. So we played our part, I went to both countries and tried to diffuse the tensions.
When you think about the economic relationships between Pakistan and the Gulf governments as well, you mentioned the workers, but in terms of trade and other opportunities, where do you see opportunities as yet untouched?
Tourism. Pakistan is one place, it has probably the best mountain tourism in the world because, half of the world's highest peaks, over 24,000 feet, are in Pakistan. And it is still undiscovered by mass tourism. Then for religious tourism, we have the holiest shrines of Hinduism, of Sikhism, of Buddhism. The north of Pakistan was center of the Gandhara civilization. And then, of course, Sufism. So that we are now planning to make it easy for tourists to come over.
And you're telling tourists it's safe to come in Pakistan today?
As I said, in last 1 year, tourism doubled in Pakistan.
Walk me through your take on this, because I mentioned earlier, celebrity leaders like President Trump, like yourself, you come into office and there is often criticism. This is a person who isn't, a career politician. This is a person who doesn't come from a traditional background. Are they really going to be able to get it done? It's been interesting to watch the last 4 years of Donald Trump. Whatever side of the aisle you sit on, whether you love him or hate him, frankly, when it comes to the economy, the president has delivered. Do you believe you're going to be able to deliver for Pakistan?
Well, let me just correct you. I played professional sport, international cricket for 21 years.
Not necessarily a traditional background for a politician.
No, but I'm saying that I played international sports for 21 years, which was a long career. I've been in politics for 23 years. And it was, except for who's the greatest leader of Pakistan ever had, was the great founder of Pakistan. Except for him, I have the longest struggle in politics. So President Trump actually has had an easy ride. He came in, he became president. For 22 years, I struggled, built my own party. It's the only time a party has broken through a two-party system.
So you fought for this?
So a struggle more than sports. Sports was only 21 years. This is 23 years.
Are you going to be able to deliver? I
think it's the struggle which I've been through, which equips me. Basically, the problem we all face and leadership faces how to cope with the bad times. So this has been a very tough time for me. In all my sporting career, I don't think I have ever faced this 1 year of such problems, taking hard decisions, watching people suffer because of the hard structural changes. So it's been a very difficult year for me. But I would not have been able to succeed had I not had that long struggle behind me.
On the subject of cricket, Ben Stokes, great cricketer?
Yes, obviously he is. I haven't seen much. I must confess, I've hardly seen cricket.
You've been too busy.
Because, the sort of issues I've faced, I really haven't watched much cricket. But from, I read papers, so he's clearly a great cricketer.
Excellent work. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us.